distinguished guests, fellow Guyanese, visitors, welcome to this celebration of Guyana's 47th year of independence from Britain. This is the 17th year of this festival in Ontario, and this year we are in a new location thanks to the mayor and councillors of the town of Markham. We have a full day of activities planned for you, and the weather has cooperated nicely. So let's get started with the singing of the Canadian and national anthems. Before I invite the singer to sing the anthems, just take note that during the singing of Guyana's anthem, Guyana's flag will be raised by members of the Ex-Soldiers Association of Guyana, Toronto chapter, and they'll be at the flagpole at my right. After the flag raising, there will be a march past to take the salute from the President. So if I can invite Mr. John Odell to the podium, he will sing the two national anthems.
Thank you, Mr. President, our President, my President, and his contingent. Welcome to Toronto, welcome to Canada. If you know the words, I encourage you to sing along. Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love, in all our thoughts command, Catu brace por telepria, il se potele qua, Tony strae tu epopea, de bloom brilliant exploit, God keep our land, glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Dear land of Guyana, of rivers and plains, made rich by the sunshine, lush by the rain, set gem-like and fair, between mountains and sea, your children salute you, dear land of the free. Dear land of Guyana, to you will we give our homage, our service, each day that we live. God guard you, great mother, and make us to be more worthy our heritage, land of the free.
Thank you, John. Now, if we can just make a little opening here for the soldiers, they're going to march past the podium to take the salute. These are the Ex-Soldiers Association of Toronto. If we can have the President up front at the podium to take the salute, please. Thank you. Now we will have prayers from the representatives of the three main faiths in Guyana, starting with Mr. Omar Farouk. He's the president of the International Muslim Organization in Toronto. Please, Mr. Farouk.
His Excellency, President Donald Ramotar, the Honorable Minister, rather the Foreign Minister, the Guyana High Commissioner, Mr. Harry Narain, Guyana Consul General, Sacha, and other dignitaries, members of the Interfaith Group, and fellow distinguished Guyanese. All praises and thanks are due to God Almighty, who is the beneficent, the merciful, and the compassionate. It is through His grace and benevolence that we are here today to celebrate Guyana's independence.
Thank you, Mr. Farouk. And next I'd like to call Pandita Jasrodra from the Toronto Aryan Samaraj to pray on behalf of the Hindu faith.
Thank you. His Excellency, the Honorable President of Guyana, Sri Donald Ramotar, the Honorable Consul General, Srimati Sati Saw, revered and respected priests of various religious organizations, other dignitaries, my dear brothers and sisters. With all the love in my heart, I bow to the soul within you with the salutation, Namaste, good evening, Salam. God has blessed us once again with this wonderful opportunity to come together as a family to pray for the leaders and people of our dear land of Guyana. God is the ocean of mercy and Lord of compassion. He listens to sincere prayers. He is the bestower of joy and comfort and the remover of all pains, discomfort, and stress.
Thank you, Pandita. And finally, I'd like to call on Reverend Randall Osborne. He's a member of the clergy for the British Methodist Episcopal Church, and he will bring prayers on behalf of the Christian faith. Thank you.
Welcome the President, His Excellency, Ramotar, Honorary Consul General, Satisal, and all members of the diplomatic corps here today. I want to say thank you to the Honorary Consul General and to the Consulate General itself for inviting me to say prayers today as we celebrate 46th anniversary of independence and the 17th year of this particular festival here in Toronto, Canada. And my due respects to the Mayor, whom I failed to mention a moment ago. Let us pray. Eternal and Almighty Father, Creator of all, we call upon you now through the great gift of prayer with praise and thanksgiving on our lips and joy in our hearts as we enjoy the summer season, the beauty and bounty of your creation.
Thank you, Reverend Osborne. Now, I know it's quite hot in the sun, so we're going to try and move the program along as quickly as possible. Our next speaker is a stalwart on the Guyana Festival Committee. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Victor Yacoub to the podium to bring welcome and opening remarks.
Thank you, Chair. I'm not a stalwart, just a hard-working individual. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Guyana Independence Festival Committee, Welcome to Guyana's 46th Independence celebration in this beautiful city of Markham, Ontario. It is also the 17th annual Guyana Festival in Toronto, and this is the first time that we're using this facility, so this will go down in history in our records as years to come. We have outgrown Lamoureux Community Center, our previous location in Scarborough. I was asked to officially welcome our dignitaries. Please join me in welcoming these invitees. To begin, it is indeed an honor and a privilege to welcome our President, His Excellency Donald Ramotar, President of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana. Again, Mr. President, thank you for your presence.
Thank you, Victor. And as Victor mentioned, our next speaker has had a long association with the festival. He's none other than Mr. Jim Carigianis. I am asking him to come and bring greetings, please.
Well, I'm sad that we moved from McNichol and Kennedy. I'm sad that we brought it to Markham. I'm very sad we did this. Now, Mayor Scarpiti, this is your game, and I do know that, you know, it's a little bit more relaxed, there's a little bit more parking here and everything else. But Mr. President, St. Paul's Lamoureux used to be Guyana House. And all Guyanese here, I'll tell you, if we were to take a democratic vote, I would say to a man and a woman, you'd want it back in Lamoureux. Frank, I think the crowd has spoken. This is the 17th annual Guyanese Festival and the 46th Independence Day celebration. It's a pleasure for me to extend greetings to everyone gathered here today to celebrate both the 17th annual Guyana Festival and the 46th anniversary of Guyanese independence. I would like to take this opportunity to recognize the Honorable Consul General Mrs. Shaw and thank her for the work that she's doing to enhance the relationship between our two countries. I would also like to thank all the organizers and volunteers who have made today's event possible.
I'd now like to invite the Mayor of Markham, Mr. Frank Scarpati, to bring you greetings.
Well, good afternoon, namaste, salam, good afternoon to everyone. President Ramotar, Minister Rodriguez, High Commissioners, Consul General, all of our special guests. I just want to say this. First of all, I want to introduce some other special guests that are here. Someone who I'm very proud that he's part of Markham Council. Logan Kanapathy, Councillor for Ward 7, is also here. I also want to introduce our Fire Chief, Bill Snowball, who's with us today. Welcome, Bill. Inspector Ricky Virapan is also here from York Regional Police. And Inspector Carolyn Bishop from District 5 is also here from York Regional Police. I just want to say a warm welcome to everyone. And to also say that this is the first time that the Guyana Independence Day celebration has occurred here in Markham. And something I want to say to Jim, it's not about Scarborough today. It's not even about Markham. It's about Guyana. That's what it's about. So, because what's important, I think, something that the Guyanese population, certainly in the GTA, has shown us, and something I've always said, that when you come to this country, we do not want to leave, you do not want to leave who you are, what you are, behind you. We want you to actually bring your culture, your food, and that's really why I'm here today, is the food. You are involved in the political system. And I just want to say, if we are the greatest country in the world, it's because Guyana people from Guyana have made this one of the best countries in the world. Thank you, and have a wonderful, wonderful day.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Our next speaker, I'd like to invite our High Commissioner to Ottawa, Mr. Harry Norbat, to the podium, please.
Thank you, Madam Chairperson. His Excellency the President, Don Ramadar, Minister of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade, Carolyn Rodriguez-Burkett, and please, for the others, Excellency David Devine, Mr. Mayor, Mr. MP, all of you, is to welcome you and to say we are glad that you are with us again in celebration of the 17th anniversary of this festival and the 46th anniversary of our independence. I wish to thank the members of the committee who have arranged this occasion, and especially Mrs. Saki Saw, our Consul General in Toronto. My other function today is to introduce the Minister of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade, Mrs. Carolyn Rodriguez-Burkett. Carolyn is the first woman Foreign Affairs Minister in Guyana and possibly in the Caribbean, South America, and Latin America. She is the first Minister of Amerindian Affairs, no, second Minister of Amerindian Affairs in Guyana. Before she became Minister of Foreign Affairs, she was Minister of Amerindian Affairs. And I have the honor of working alongside her in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. I promise you that I won't be long, and I introduce you to Carolyn Rodriguez-Burkett. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, His Excellency President Donald Ramadar, High Commissioner Norbat, Ambassador Jeff De Silva, Consul General Saki Saw, the Mayor who's here with us. I'd also like to acknowledge High Commissioner Devine, the Canadian High Commissioner to Guyana, MP, all the dignitaries from the Canadian government, fellow Guyanese, and other invitees that are here with us. It's really a pleasure to be with you. I know you've all come out here to hear our president. When we received the invitation from the consulate to come to this festival, His Excellency was planning to go to the Rio summit. And we decided that we are going to leave a bit earlier from the Rio summit so that we can be here in Canada to share with you in this festival. And I want to, of course, bring you greetings from Guyana, but I don't want to take away from the time His Excellency would like to spend with you, speaking with you here and then mingling with you. They say the president needs no introduction, but what I would like to say, this is his first time as president in Canada, and I'm sure you want to give him a warm welcome for that. And the only other thing I would like to say is that he's from a big family, a family of 11, so he's accustomed to having a lot of people around him. And so, Mr. President, I wouldn't want to take from your time and just to invite you to speak with the people that are here. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thanks very much, Carolyn. Thank you very much. Ambassador Jeff De Silva, High Commissioner Norbat and Mrs. Norbat, and Mrs. De Silva as well, High Commissioner for Canada and Guyana and Mrs. Devine, Mayor of Markham, members of Parliament, members of the Diplomatic Corps, brothers and sisters from the Caribbean, in particular, ladies and gentlemen, comrades and friends all. It is indeed, for me, a great pleasure and an honor to be here with you today to celebrate our 46th anniversary of independence. And we can recall many of the struggles that we had before we got independence, because we wanted to be free, we wanted to determine our own destiny, we wanted to build our own lives as we see fit. And it was a difficult period of time, a difficult struggle. And the post-independence period was also not so easy as well. But today, we are realizing the dreams of those who fought for independence. Only a few days ago, June 16, we celebrated this 4th anniversary of the Enmore Martyrs' sacrifice, which we considered to really be the beginning of our independence struggle in Guyana. And the dreams that they had for a free country, where everyone will be able to express themselves, develop their own individual culture, and at the same time contribute to our multi-ethnic society and our peculiar Guyanese culture, those conditions are now very ripe in Guyana. We have joined the democratic community of nations. Our country is free. Those of you who see the newspapers from Guyana every day will know of the slander that we are under onslaught all the time. And while we continue to fight against a lot of what is sometimes being said, they still have the right and the freedom to say it in our country. I want to tell you too that Guyana is on the verge, which I believe, of a verge of a strong economic takeoff. And in that regard, I want to thank all of you, comrades and friends, who contributed to the development in Guyana today. Because even though many of you left Guyana, some for economic reasons, some for political reasons, and for all different kinds of reasons you've left Guyana, what we are proud about is that you have never forgotten our country, and you have been making a contribution to, first of all, the struggle for democracy, and now in the whole process of building our country to be a strong country where people will have a better life. So we have decided to start to accumulate at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Carlin has started to accumulate a database. We're trying to get all the Guyanese that we can get in touch with to know what skills they have, to know where they can make the best contribution, so that your desire to make a contribution to the development of our country, your desire to stay engaged with us will not be frustrated, and we can find ways and means where you can make even a greater contribution to the development of Guyana. As I said, I think that it's exciting times, and I'm looking forward to working with all of you so that our country's people, we can eradicate poverty from our country, and all our people will have the possibility of realizing their potential in full. Thank you very much for your attention.
Mr. President, thank you very much for that very comprehensive update on the state of affairs in Guyana. And now, just before I call on the Consul General for closing remarks, I'd like to invite Mr. Habib Ali from the Pacoima Writers Association to recite a very short poem about Guyana.
Thank you. Honorable President, His Excellency, and all my honorable dignitaries, beloved Guyanese. My poem is entitled, Sweet Guyana, Too Proud of You to Forget. You know you're from the land of many waters, but you remember days with aluminum buckets, lining up at the dugout hydrant, or someone selling you water on donkey cart or truck contraband items. You know you came from the nation of many religions, when your nanny invited you to Jandi, your auntie is having Quran Sharif, and your mother sends over Parsa to Colin's neighbor. This is the nation of Enmore Martyrs. You proudly announced to your Canadian friends where Forbes, Rodney, and Jagan all attended the ceremony without mentioning the elections. And only in Guyana you can find this, that you see races of 4 continents marrying, eating, and playing ball together. One had to say good morning, Uncle Herbie, even if he was not your mamu.